Students, in this video we are going to learn about range of real functions. That is, we need to find out what are the elements will be received in the output set. We are going to see an algorithm. This algorithm cannot be applied for all the problems. Only for some problems we can apply it. I'll just read out it. First step is we need to put y is equal to f of x. We know that the output is denoted as y and it can be written as y is equal to f of x. Next, we have to solve the equation y is equal to f of x for x in terms of y. That means f of x means the function will be written in the terms of x. For example, x square plus 2 or x plus 2 something. We will have to find out the value of x in terms of y. When you look at some example problems, you will get the clear idea about the statement. And then find the values of y for which the values of x obtained from x is equal to pi of y are real and in the domain of f. The last step is the set of values of y obtained in step 3 is the range of f. You may not understand this algorithm now, but based on the example you can get the clear information. Now the question is, find the range of the function f of x given by f of x is equal to x minus 2 divided by 3 minus x. Here we need to find out the range, means we need to find out set of all outputs. As per algorithm, the first step is y is equal to f of x. So we are writing y is equal to f of x, which implies that in place of y is equal to, in place of f of x we are writing this function x minus 2 divided by 3 minus x. Here the second step is solve the equation y is equal to f of x for x in terms of y. That is, we need to find out the value of x in terms of y. So here we need to find the value of x. So what we need to do is x is equal to some function, like that we need to write. So what we can do is we can transfer this 3 minus x to the opposite side. So it becomes y into 3 minus x is equal to x minus 2, and then this y can be multiplied inside the bracket. So we get 3y minus xy, and then this minus 2 can be transferred opposite side. We got this expression. Our aim is to calculate value of x. So we need to transfer all x terms to one side. In the right hand side we have x, so we will transfer this x term to the opposite side, that is right side. So we get x plus y is equal to 3y plus 2. Our aim is to calculate x, hence we will take x as common so that it becomes x into 1 plus y. Now this 1 plus y can be transferred to opposite side. Now if you observe it, in the final step we have x is equal to something, that is the value of x is obtained in terms of y. Actually here what we have done is we have written the inverse function of this. I will, in the 12th standard you will understand clearly what is the inverse function. Just now, for the time's sake, just come to know that this is the inverse function of this f of x. Now what we need to do is we need to find out the domain for this function. It means that we know already that the denominator, this function is is a fraction. The denominator should not be equal to 0 to get the output. Hence 1 plus y should not be equal to 0. That means y should not be equal to minus 1. If 1 plus y is equal to 0 means y is equal to minus 1. Hence y means output. Here y should not be, the denominator should not be equal to 0. Hence we can rewrite this as 1 plus y should not be equal to 0. Then y should not be equal to minus 1. Y means output. Hence the output will not be equal to minus 1. Except this minus 1, it can produce all other outputs. A set of all real numbers can be produced as an output except this minus 1. Actually this is based on inverse concept. Okay students, understanding range problems will be difficult only when you study 12th standard relation and function. You will get more idea about how to calculate range of the function. I am once again telling you that this algorithm cannot be applied to all the range problems. Only for certain types of problem we can use this algorithm. I will explain you what is the meaning of inverse function. Just a brief idea about inverse function. You look, observe this function. Here the function is equal to 2x. What it does is, whatever input comes, it will multiply the given input into 2 and it will produce the output. For example, we are giving x is equal to 4 as an input, means it produces the output 4. The inverse of the function means this output should be given as an input to some other function, and this function must produce the same output. For example, I am giving this 8 as an input to the function x by 2. Here I wrote 2x. Here I am writing x by 2. When 8 is given as an input for this function x by 2, it produces the output 4. Hence, whatever is given as an input is received as a final output in this function. Hence, this function is called inverse of this f of x. If you look at this, this is multiplication multiplied by 2. Here input is multiplied by 2. Here input is divided by 2. So this x by 2 is the inverse of f of x. In this type of problem only we can use this algorithm. Actually, here what we have written is inverse of this. For example, here fy is equal to f of x, which is equal to 2x here. So you just observe this y. Our aim is to write y divided by 2 will give us an input. That is, if the output is divided by 2, we can get the initial input. I repeat it, the output is divided by 2. Divided by 2 means we can get the initial output. Normally, this y divided by 2 gives us the function here. Actually, here I should write it as y divided by 2, but I am not writing it as y divided by 2 here, because this y always represents output, x represents input. Here, even though this 8 is given as an input, this 8 is this 8 is the input for the second function. Input should always be written as 2. Here input is multiplied by 2, that is input is multiplied by 2. Here the input is divided by 2. Input is divided by 2. Here normally we write input as x, that is divided by 2. If this is considered as a separate function, means x divided by 2, input divided by 2. Here input is this 8. Whatever output comes as an input for this function, if it is given to this function, it will produce the initial output. Hence, it is written as x by 2. I hope you understand this, but all the functions cannot be written in the form of inverse. I will tell you why. We know that sine 0 is 0 and sine 180 degree is also 0, sine 360 degree is also 0. You may not know how to calculate the sine 180, sine 3. How do I say that sine 180 degree is 0, sine 360 degree is 0? That you will learn it in trigonometric in 11th standard. But just for the time sake, you just know that sine 0 is 0, sine 180 degree is 0, sine 360 degree is there, c is equal to 0. There are so many values of angles, that is odd number of pi by 2 can give the answer as 0. So when we give input as 0 for this sin x function, it produces the output. If this output is given as an input for sine inverse function, it has to give the initial input as an output. The inverse function should produce the output which is equal to the initial input, this 0. But when we give 0 as an input for this function, sine inverse function, the function will get confused whether to give 0 as an output, 180 degree as an output, or 360 degree as an output. So it cannot produce any of the output. We already know that a function has to produce only one output. If one input is given, means that particular input should produce only one output. It cannot produce two different outputs, two or more different types of outputs. Hence, this function, this cannot be considered as the function. Hence, all the functions cannot be invertible. Only for the functions which is invertible, we can use this technique. I hope you understand this. Even if you don't understand it, there is no other way. Only after learning invertible function in 12th standard, you will get clear idea about the range function. Once again, you will learn this domain and range function in 12th standard also. Thank you, students. Thanks for your cooperation.